custom made incense in the shop. I thought I'd let you know a little details about the past. You see, I actually started by fooling with a little bit of cinnamon that was left on a plate, okay? My son had been making something in the evening, I don't know, some kind of, he is a great cook. God bless my son being a good cook. He was fiddling around with some recipe. He left cinnamon on a plate, okay? And that was the last little bit thing he had to clean up for tonight, so whatever, I didn't care. And as I was heading up, I saw that, and I actually just, there was water there on the plate too, because he rinsed it, and then there was like a little blob like this. Let me get to fix it here. Sorry, back it up a bit, I guess. And I don't know, I was just tired, and I was thinking about incense at times, trying to come up with a way to possibly make a big bunch, but those thoughts left my mind years back, and I did this, and I made it to like a pyramid. I fiddled and fiddled. It was a really little bit like this, I swear to God. And just taking some stress off, for the evening, whatever. I had left it actually in a more pyramidal shape, and I'm just showing you, but so it was a lot cleaner on a little white plate. And I left it dry overnight, okay? When I came back the next morning, I took it and I said, wow, that looks just like a piece of regular incense, okay? Well, now I start thinking, and I go to the store a little later on that day, and I buy a big body of brand, They're usually around $5.99. Well, now they went up. They're around here, they're $6.99, I should say. I didn't care. I went home then later on, and after putting stuff away and doing the rest of the day's worth of crap, whatever I did, because I probably wasn't working a regular... I haven't worked for, you could say, corporations all my life. Okay, I worked for myself many years. But anyway, I lit that then when it was good and dry sometime later that afternoon. And that was phenomenal, I thought. Wow. I took a pile of not incense. I took a pile of the cinnamon powder, and I got one of these bowls out, and I put it in there, started mixing it to a good consistency, and started shaping a bunch of cones. And then what I noticed with the cinnamon, you see, if you get it, if it sets, okay, if cinnamon's wet a while, and you goop it up and make it kneady into a dough, and you let it set, let that glob of dough set, okay, at least 15 minutes. Now you got a different type of dough. Believe it or not, it's like this. You could make nice shapes with it, different shapes. So what happened was I was just rolling the cinnamon and kneading it, and I ended up, hey, wow. I wonder if people make incense into animal shapes and snakes. And I started making a snake, right? So I got the snake all formed and all that. So this is a snake for now, real quick. And, let it dry. And it wasn't thick like this. It was thinner. I'm just doing a sample here. A lot thinner, more creative. And I put eyes on them. I poked eyes in with some type of, I know what I use. These things, those phone things that open a phone with? I have a million of them. So I used one of them. Back here, actually, hey, this is actually the original one. Look at that. Amazing. One of the first iPhones. And I poked eyes in there, like this. That's all. Like you would with clay. Because that's exactly what this formula feels like. And now you got a more realistic looking. So after the first snake dried and I lit it, and the smoke started coming out the eyes, I thought, wow, That's interesting, you know. A couple days later, I'm making sticks, right? And I let the sticks dry overnight, real good. And it was only cinnamon I was using at first. I had no clue about these wood mako powders and all that. Or what was sandalwood is what I actually grabbed next. Sandalwood powder from a site in India. Took 5 weeks to get to the house, but so I started blending that in. But first with the cinnamon, honestly. And it was Body and Brand at first. And I used some of, we have what's called Giant Martin grocery stores here in Pennsylvania. And some of the other discount stores also have a good soft Ceylon cinnamon is what this Body of Brand is. Goes real good with clove. If you mix clove in there, don't forget to let the dough sit. Okay? All types of herbs that I started blending in, then I noticed there's different sit time. Okay? And if you decide to mix cinnamon and mako powder, you want to try different mako powders too. And I'll tell you what, some brawny or bentonite. If you get bentonite, put that in there too. This is what bentonite does so nice. It's expensive to use, very expensive. So you want to price your incense for your time, okay, if you're going to be selling. But the bentonite, it really makes the best molding dough as far as for the incense blends. I've been able to come up with party pieces that are, I could get them up to, depends what size really. If you want a 30-incher, I have to be sure that I can't have it top heavy, this and that, you know. So I made long pieces that aren't real wide. There's a specification with burning thick pieces. Doesn't smell too good. It's disgusting. I'm going to leave that like it is, just as a stick. Let that dry. But, and I'm going to leave this cinnamon one dry too to show you guys later on. It's only cinnamon that I started with. But that's the way it happened in the very beginning. So that was the first few days, like I said. And I ordered the sandalwood. That blended nice and started doing a pretty good dough. Over the years, since 2017, and that was around November 2017, like I said before. In fact, it was, hold on. It was actually just before November that I fiddled with the incense. I mean, with the cinnamon on the kitchen counter. But it was more like November when I got it going more, you know. And that's when I started making more in-depth, shaped, crazy, you could say, just little worm type of creations. These, spirits of the plants have actually started coming to me. You could say, I could hear the plants. Definitely could hear the plants. They're the ones giving me the answers. I always have the spirits of the plants. Welcome to Custom Made Incense. Mary and Rose Stroll from Bethlehem, PA. I was naturally a psychic when I was younger. I was always able to tell my mother who was going to come to the house, who was going to call, things like that. And I'm not going to go into too much detail right now with a lot of stuff because there's a lot of things going on right now that I do have to get to today, but we're going to yap a little. This past year has been hectic. I had decided I thought I was doing a nice thing. I went out and I seeked homeless people who were holding up signs, and I asked them if they'd like to come. I have extra room here. It's a pretty big house with a detached garage, pond and all that. fenced-in yard. And you can't really tell. So anyway, it just went totally backwards. They used me, of course. They were in the moment type, you could say. In the moment so much, they had me thinking, yeah, this is going to work. We're going to make incense together. We're going to have a first in-house, open house sale for investors, because I'm involved with a development company for our pieces here that I make. Announcement is Davison Inventions Company is working with Custom Made Incense, process 5 or 6 of the designed pieces of mine, my original designs, marketing out to a couple stores. Right now we're at the box design level. Do not try to copy Custom Made Incense and sell it yourself. Licensed products are coming, already in the works. I'd like to thank Davison Inventions at the moment. I know they're following the channel. Thank you for your support and much patience over the past 9 months. Okay, and another announcement is, I also, you'll probably know, followed before, I breed Bengal cats. We have Golden Pride Preservation, and I preserve the life of small wild cats, I should say. I don't only breed Bengal cats. There are more big cats coming, ocelots, you name it, caracals and servals. However, that move is a planned move, and in the background, not on a burner, just moving slow. Keeping the flow is how we do it around Custom Made Incense. I'm up at 3:30 in the morning sometimes, making sure that everything is absolutely perfect for the day. My meditation usually comes, well, when I do a middle pillar and all that, but it like comes at the time, an appointed time for me, you could say. I don't do it in a routine like other men do, or other men. I'm a woman, but like other magicians. I'm sorry. That would come out sometimes. I was around a lot of men all my life. Raised with brothers, men, cousins, many of them, many men, more than women, girls in the families. And on top of it, then we meet our mates. My husband's family the same way. 1 sister, 3 boys. Oh, well, whatever. So in any event, I evicted all the junk that was here, that was going on. And cleaning the space with a lot of creoline. Yo, give me some of that Southern hospitality. That's where we're heading then. We will be going to South Carolina in our planned adventures, or our planned journey. And there will be the USDA regulated, you could say, preservation. We have to go USDA or we cannot have it the right way. Okay? And we are against the roadsiders, and the picture taken and the walking with the big cats does not go on at Golden Pride Preservation. In fact, you can't get near them. You cannot get near them. Okay? Understand that those are wild cats, and they don't want to be bothered with humans. The things they've done with these cats over the years is absolutely ridiculous. Let alone what they do to exploit the children out there and the elderly in the world. So let's keep it to a positive level here. And there are my 2 in the window right now. It's Jasmine and Aladdin. Say hi to people at the incense shops. We have a big video today. Hey, Jasmine. Good girl saying hi. Aladdin, he won't. I know he won't. He's just like that. That's what boys are. So that's the updates for now. And we are in the living room right now. I changed shop around for the time being. We were out back in the patio. Remodeling being done, staying right here in Catasauqua, PA. For the time being, hiring artisans. We need people to make incense pieces by hand. Get your hands dirty. Have a nice time working here. Take your own breaks. Part-time work. Full-time for the masters. Artisan work for masters. Let's get it going. Let's make 100% natural incense for the rest of the world. And stop buying incense in gas stations, people. You don't want to be like EA now.